ahead and introduce myself and then we can get started. My name is Marin Hilger. I am the placement specialist for the council. So basically what that means is my primary job is to help girls find troops when they get registered. For the last 6 or so months, I've been primarily working on our migration to our new system. And I'm here to talk about what that's going to mean to you all as troop leaders and as members. So Bobby, if you want to go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to talk about the refreshed environment that you guys are going to see in early December. This is intended to give you a preview of the new system. It doesn't necessarily reflect all of the enhancements, features, and functionality. It's still in its final development stages, so things, screenshots and stuff that you see on here are subject to change. Next slide, please. All right, so today we're going to talk about your new refreshed environment and the new member registration experience, how that's going to change, your My Account with improved functionality, and renewal management for members. All right, so let's talk about how this is going to benefit you as troop leaders, how it's going to benefit our members with this enhanced experience. So basically, this is all about how we can make the online portion of Girl Scouts more enjoyable for our members. You know, a few years ago, I think it was 2017, we implemented the first refresh of that. And it was really great in terms of registering new members, in terms of renewals, but it didn't exactly do everything that we kind of wanted it to. So we've spent the last 3 years trying to enhance on that system and give you the best in class experience in terms of online experience. So in this new system, members are going to experience clean screen views, increased self-service account management. So you're just going to be able to do more in this new system. You're going to be able to combine multiple products into a single transaction. So that means adding new memberships, adding new volunteer roles, and I believe you can also combine events purchases into that as well. And then many experiences have just been simplified for greater ease and efficiency. Okay, so this new look and feel in the environment starts the moment a prospective member or current member enters the system. In the new environment, member will experience new pages, cleaner views, and have access to more information about their membership and participation than ever before. All right, we're going to talk about the new member registration workflow. And again, just a reminder that these screenshots were taken in active development of this system and might look different once it actually launches. All right, so this is the page that a new member or prospective member is going to see when they get onto the Girl Scouts website and they decide, I want to be in Girl Scouts, I'm going to start looking for how to participate. So they're going to have 4 options. They can search for troops, they can attend an event, they can create a troop, or they can become a volunteer. So when searching for a troop, individuals can search by radius, zip code radius, troop number, and grade level. All right, if we can go to the next slide. Sorry, just trying to make sure I read through all these notes and I'm not missing anything.
For sure.
All right, so when a prospective member goes in and they're searching by troops, they put in their zip code. Then normally we'll put in their zip code and then put in a radius for, you know, how far they're willing to travel outside of that zip code to find a troop. So that screenshot is what it's going to look like for our new members when they do those searches. They're going to see on the left-hand side, there's like a little scrolling screen with all of the results, the search results that their query has brought up. And the information that they'll be able to see on those troops is their troop number, the council, and this is important because with this new system that we're implementing, girls can actually participate in multiple councils if they happen to be close to the border of two councils. So for instance, a girl might live in, let's say, Fraser Park, and be in a troop in Fraser Park, but there might be an event that Girl Scouts of Greater LA is putting on that she really would like to attend. And with this new system, she'll be able to do that. So girls can participate in multiple councils. The affiliation, it'll also show, so that's going to be if this troop is affiliated with a school or another community organization or a church. They'll also be able to see the number of available openings in the troop. And then it's got a nice map view over on the right-hand side, and it kind of gives you an idea of which troops are available in your area, and you're able to see it right on the map. Just a caveat with this, we don't actually give out actual meeting locations of these troops. It's based on zip code, and so it kind of just gives an idea of where the troops are. We definitely don't want to, give out that kind of information to non-members. So they can also see when they're looking through this, the troop focus, if one has been added. So we sent out a survey a few months ago, and that was one of the questions that we asked you guys to provide if the troop had to focus in one area or another. So that could be STEM, outdoors, creative arts. There's a huge list of them. They can also see how long the troop has been active and a list of open volunteer roles for the troop. And then if you guys can see, there is an orange circle on that top screenshot. And that is actually a really, really great feature that I'm super excited about. It is a tool that allows the prospective member to copy the link to their search results or to that troop, and they can share it with their family and friends. That way, if their family or friends are interested in joining Girl Scouts, they have a link right to sign up into that troop. Volunteers and current members can also use it by finding that link on the search page and then sending it out to anybody that they know might be interested as well.
I love that. Marin, does this mean that the troop has to put their information into the catalog and have it opened?
Yes. Only troops that are displayed in our participation catalog will be searchable on the page. So we're encouraging all of our troops. I'm hoping that we can get some sort of a program or a campaign going to encourage more troops to display themselves in the catalog. And I think that will definitely help us with, recruiting new members and them being able to see that, yes, there's troops available ready to take you right away.
Perfect.
So,
and
Lydia,
I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes, I was just going to say Lydia has a question.
Yes, I have a question. Like, even if you're not interested in getting more girls, did you still want us to put in our information on there?
Onto the troop search?
Yes.
No. If you're not interested in taking any more girls, then we wouldn't have you displayed in the catalog. So, and that would mean that your troop would not show up on these search results.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think we can go on to the next slide. All right, so if a prospective member finds a troop that they want to join, they're going to click a little button that says Join Troop, and then it takes them to a page where they can create their account. And this is a significant change as well, because in our current state, you go all the way through the registration process and you purchase your membership before you're even able to get into your Girl Scout account. This is going to help us just be able to collect the kind of contact information and the demographic information that we need in order to be able to communicate and serve with our members. So they will create an account, and then it also triggers an opportunity in the system to track the individuals who drop off or abandon the registration process. So it allows us as council to reach out to people who, were interested in joining Girl Scouts because they came to our website, they created their account, but maybe they just couldn't find exactly what they were looking for. So that allows us to reach out to them and help them find a troop, help them find a participation option, or answer any questions that they might have. So they're going to fill out a short form with minimum information, basically their name, email address. They'll set up a password. And then after filling out that short form, the system is going to trigger an email to them, and then they're going to have to go in and find that email and then verify their account before they can complete that registration. Okay, I think we can go to the next slide. So after they verify their account, they're going to come back to complete their registration. They'll fill in a little bit more detailed information, date of birth of the girl, address, caregiver information. And it does carry over the information that they filled in from that short form to that longer form information as well. After they do all of that, they will enter their payment details. So for new members, it would be either a credit card or they might request financial assistance. For returning members, I believe there will be a way to redeem cookie dollars. I think that you're still going to have to send them in with the form, with the redemption form, but I think that we'll be able to take those through the system. I'm not quite sure how it's going to look yet, so don't quote me on that, but I think that you will be able to use those cookie dollars and nutbucks.
Perfect.
And then they submit their order. What that does is it processes the payment. It creates an affiliation in our system from the member to the troop. And then we've got that internal invoice and we record the payment. And then they're going to get an automated confirmation email, just telling them, hey, welcome to Girl Scouts, and providing our customer care information if they have any questions. And we can go to the next slide. So highlights of that section, so the new requirement to create an account before they complete their registration will improve overall member experience and reduce follow-up for missing account information. And then throughout their entire workflow, anywhere on the web page, they'll be able to ask for help. So there's going to be a button that, if they have any questions or anything like that, they can just open it right up from there, ask the question, and then council staff will respond to that.
Okay, you have 2 questions, one from each of them. Mary, do you want to go first?
Sure. We usually only grow by word of mouth just because I struggle to keep and maintain leaders just because people move so frequently. Will girls be able to go through, or parents go through, this registration process without first selecting a troop? Because I keep our troop closed just so I don't get a ton of girls and no help. So in the past, I would say, just register unknown, and as soon as you finish it, let me know and I'll call council and get you moved into our troop. Is that still an option?
Yes, yeah, they'll still be able to, like, if they don't see your troop in that online catalog, there will still be an option to register individually. And then it would just be a matter of us as council staff moving them into your troop.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And then Lydia, did you have a question as well?
No, ma'am, I'm good.
All right. All right, so Bobby, can you go to the next slide?
Yeah. I was just checking if I needed to lower her hand in the, the chat. Here we go.
All I noticed that, that's why I lowered it myself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay,
so we're going to talk now about the experience from the member's perspective. So basically what it's going to look like for you as troop leaders and as members. So your My Account portal is going to be a gateway to managing your household members. It's created for new members when the create account workflow is initiated, but for our existing members, it'll be created when we migrate over to our new system. You guys are going to get an automated email asking you to log in and check out the new My Account. It's most often used during the renewal process or to update account information or troop participation. It will, once we launch our GS events, it will also be where you can go to purchase events. And then it's just accessed the same way you would access your MyGS through a button on the council website.
Perfect. Mary, I think you weren't on yet when we were talking about this, but I didn't know My Account is the same thing as the MyGS when you go onto our council webpage. So it's just going to be called My Account now instead of MyGS.
Bobby, I have a question. I might be getting ahead of myself, but when we have options to do events, will there be an option for the troop leader to sign up their girls? Instead of having every parent? Oh, good, because
yes, yeah, you as a troop
I'm a
leader will be able
secretary
to.
and I like to, so it makes sense then.
Yes, I think, are we going to talk about GS events? I think it's one of the slides, correct?
No, we don't talk about GS events in this presentation. I'm sure we will do a presentation once it gets closer to the launch of that.
So I'm sorry, is this going to be in lieu of the one that we have right now, the gsccs.org? Is that what we're transferring over to this new system?
The website will still be the same. It'll stay the same, girlscoutsccs.org. This is just the only thing that's changing for our members is how you access your online Girl Scout information.
Okay.
And the way that looks and the things that you're able to do within that system.
Would that be the same as MyGS?
Yes.
Okay. Why aren't any more leaders on this?
I don't realize that everybody
calling me. No.
Yeah, this affects everybody. So yeah. Just so everybody knows, it affects everybody, and I don't think people realize that. So
I know.
even as a way of Eventbrite, we're going to get away from Eventbrite, and there's going to be something called GS events on there as well. So we're going to now register events through GS events. So this is a whole
oh my goodness gracious
system. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's take a look at what this is going to look like for you guys. So this is a glimpse of the landing page. This is what it's going to look like as soon as you log in. It's known as your My Account. And it will show you a summary view of the household memberships, a summary view of the household troop participations, and then there are several tabs on the left-hand column that help you navigate to the other parts of the account. So we can go to the next slide.
That's different because when you go into your MyGS now, it's on the top and that left-hand side. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think it looks a little cleaner on this side. It kind of looks more like, you know, you're opening different folders.
Yeah, I like that.
Will this be automatically transferred over, or will every troop leader or parent have to go in and sign up?
No, you'll be automatically transferred since you're an existing member.
Gotcha.
Once the system goes live, you should receive an automated email just asking you to log in and check it out, but you won't actually have to do anything.
Okay, so all the current information will still be in there, correct? Like it would be my same login and password?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at what that My Account homepage is going to look like. So under Area 1, that's going to be your household summary. It's a scrollable list of all of the Girl Scout members in the household, including current and inactive members. So you're going to see everybody's troops and the membership status for each member. And then area 2 is going to be your summary view of the troop information. So you can see basic information on the troops that the household members are affiliated with. And then area 3 of the left menu column, this is where you can access more detailed account views and options for updating and editing account records.
Perfect. And then I think someone had asked at one time, our last meeting, will we be able to see service unit events where it has my household events and the things that we registered for?
So that I think is more of a question of, it's more of a business decision. So I believe that the system, the functionality of the system would allow that. However, it would depend on whether or not that service unit that's hosting an event would like to open up that event to potentially everybody in the council. So I don't think that there's a way on GS events to only limit it to certain service units. And then the only other kind of issue that I see with that would be payment. So I'm not familiar enough with the way that GS events works to know how its payment system works. So I'm sure that there's a way that, you know, we can make a workaround for that. My only concern with that is that the money for those events would have to go to council first through GS events, and then we'd have to figure out how to get it to the service unit somehow. So more information on that to come once we get closer to the launch of GS events. Events is not launching at the same time as the new My Account is launching, but it will be launching sometime within the next year. So before, we're in 2020 still, so before 2022, we will have GS events. I don't know exactly when, but it will happen sometime within the next year. All right. Okay, so if we look a little bit closer at what we can see on the left-hand menu, it gives you an option for My Household, My Troops, My Profile, My Events, Contact Council, or Log Out. And you see that the My Household and My Troop are both starred. These notes in here say that we're going to come back to that later. And then My Events is a detailed view of the events that were listed in the event dashboard. Here's what where members would go to find information about the events they have coming up. So for example, if you have like a camping trip coming up soon, that's where you would go to find a packing list. And I believe we also have the ability to add in any kind of permission slips that you'd need to fill out as well. And then you're also going to have links.
I'm sorry, will those permission slips and paperwork be shareable? Like we'll be able to share it with the parents via email or text?
I'm not prepared to give you an answer on that yet. I am not sure. I would imagine that you would probably be able to download it and then you can share it however you need to. And then you'll also be able to access Volunteer Toolkit and GS Learn on that left-hand bar as well. All right, and so this is the things that you would be able to see as a primary caregiver. So in the My Household section, primary caregivers are able to see troop affiliations, so whichever troops their daughters are registered into, any volunteer roles that they might have, the dates of their membership, renewals, and then membership cards. And I'm actually really excited about the membership cards feature as well, because when we migrated to the first iteration of this system in 2017, it did not have the ability to produce membership cards. And I remember that was one of the questions that I got from troops the most often that first year when we migrated to that system is, how do I get my membership cards? And at the time, we didn't have any way to produce them and send them over. So I think it's really great that anybody can get their membership cards right from their own account. And then from the My Troops tab, primary caregivers are able to see any volunteer roles that they might have, the program level of the troop, membership status within that troop, open spots, and open volunteer roles. So in the My Household, I would see detailed member information and limited troop information. In My Troop, I would be able to see detailed troop information and limited member information. Any questions on that? All right, let's go to the next slide, please. So this is a closer look at what your household tab is going to look like. So under Area 1, we can see full details for each member's participation and their membership status. If you click on the edit pencil in that blue circle for any household member in the list, it expands the view and opens a window where the primary caregiver can not only view their information, but update it as well. So if we look at the listing that's on here for Jane, we can see that her membership status is renew, that's circled in gold. And she can easily click the box to begin the renewal process. And then below Jane's membership status is a list of all the troops she's affiliated with and her role, if any. So we can see that she is a Friends and Family volunteer in Troop 177, but she's a troop leader in Troop 245. And then just as a note, parents and troop leaders can also update member information as they are renewing. And as members click who they want to renew, there's a count on the cart icon of how many have been selected, which will really help with those larger troops.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people don't understand the renewing of the roles. So they'll say, hey, I'm not a troop leader, registered as a troop leader. It's because you didn't actually click the troop leader position when you renewed, or a trainer or a service unit manager. It's not going to charge you, for each role. It's just going to put you into those positions, into our system.
Yeah, it's just a way to tell the system, hey, I'm continuing as a troop leader for the next year. And that way it doesn't, remove your access to anything.
Yeah, perfect.
How about if you hold multiple positions in your troop, like troop leader or the product manager? Would it be more recommended to just click on the troop leader one, the most important one, or?
No, if you're continuing in those roles at the time that you're renewing your membership, you're going to want to renew those roles as well.
Okay. So that would be the check mark next to each role, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think that's where the confusion gets, because some people just go in and don't click trainer or cookie product person or leader, and they'll just click one and not renew the role, all of the roles. All right, Marin, do I go to the next slide?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, so this is a more detailed look of what the My Troops tab is going to look like. So in Area 1 on the left-hand side, the My Troops is expanded to show all the troop affiliations for the household. So if you only had one troop affiliation, you'd only see that one troop. But since she's got 3 affiliations, she can see all 3. And I would bet that you could probably click onto each of those and it would take you to that section on the page. In Area 2, we're going to highlight the list of all the individual troop affiliations for the household. So then that would show any membership in the household and any troops affiliated with those memberships. Focusing on Area 3, we can see that Jane is the troop leader for Troop 245. The grade level is Daisies. There are 5 girls and 2 adult members whose memberships are about to expire, and 2 girl and 2 adult openings in the troop. We can also see that the troop is still in need of a cookie chair and a troop organizer.
I like that, how you can apply for those roles.
Yes, I think that's amazing as well. All right. So this is the troop leader view of the My Troops tab. So highlights here are the ability to review and edit the troop details. So that includes meeting time and place, the ability to see a detailed breakdown of existing troop members, girls and adults, including their membership status, and then the ability to register new troop members from this screen. Troop leaders will also be able to select and process member renewals in one large bulk transaction. And then the My Troop tab, a closer look of the leader view. So in the shaded area, you can see the details for the troop, the dates and times that they meet, program levels that they serve. You can also see the contact information for the troop team. So, you know, information for volunteers in that troop. And then below that are member details for each member of the troop. So that's where you would go to look at your troop roster. And like our primary caregiver, a troop leader can scroll through the list, check the members that need to be renewed, and then complete the cart checkout process. And then if you notice in those gold circles, that's where you would go to edit any of those details. Any questions on that? All right. So then we're just going to share the timeline for what Go Live is going to look like with you guys. So we're in this volunteer member household prep and readiness stage right now. And then on the 18th is when the system goes down. So that'll be the 18th all the way through the system go live, which is slated to happen December 3rd through the 7th. We can't give you an exact date yet. It's going to depend on how that migration goes and whether or not we encounter any issues taking the information from one system to the new system. But it'll be sometime on that week of December 3rd. And then you will get that automated email that, you know, invites you into to check out that new system. I did want to really emphasize though that we will not be able to access really pretty much anything during that downtime period. So that means that you're not going to be able to get into MyGS or Volunteer Toolkit to look at your troop roster or to get any contact information that you might need. You're not going to be able to log into GS Learn to complete any trainings. So please emphasize it with the girls in your troop, the parents in your troop. If they have not renewed their membership yet, please make sure that happens before that November 18th date. Because if they don't do it before the 18th, they're going to have to wait until the system comes back online, you know, after December 3rd. If you have any volunteers in your troop that have not submitted a background check yet, or that have a background check that's expiring, please make sure that those background checks get renewed before that November 18th date as well. If you guys need anything during that downtime that you're not able to access, give us a call and we'll see, you know, we're going to try our best to help you. So just keep on the lookout for emails from us throughout this period. We're super excited to support everybody through this transition and to launch our new system that we think is just going to be such a better experience for our volunteers and for our parents, and just make the process of registering, renewing, and signing up for those events just so much easier for you guys. So with that, that was the last slide. So do we have any questions?
Did you want me to share where to find the information on the website?
Oh, yes, please. If you can pull it up, that would be great.
Yeah. So here is our website as of right now. And if you could see, Marin and Emily put this big wide banner that says new system wide refresh. Like I said, I don't know if people are realizing that everything is going to actually be down when we say that there's downtime. So right now, the council is getting ready. We're downloading reports, and we're just doing everything we can to kind of get ready for this. So here is the timeline that Marin was talking about. And there's actually a member guide right here that you could pull up, and it tells you how you can get ready for, sorry, I'm moving your faces on my, so here's the member guide for the system. And it goes through all of the preparation, what you should do. Did you want to talk about this, Marin?
Yeah, sure. So do either of you use Volunteer Toolkit to run your meetings?
I
No, I
occasionally go in there for ideas, but I don't use it to keep track of what we've done.
Right. Okay. So that I think is going to be one of the biggest impacts to our members, is not being able to use the Volunteer Toolkit. So if you talk to any other leaders or volunteers that do run their meetings from the VTK, make sure that they know that the system's going to be down, and that if they have any meetings scheduled during that time, they're going to want to go in and download everything beforehand. So yeah, it gives you a list of all of the different systems that are going to be impacted, and then what you can do as a volunteer or as a member to make sure that you're prepared for that. So the VTK is not applicable if you guys don't use it, but let's go and see what else is going to be down. If you could scroll down a little bit, Bobby.
Yeah.
So your MyGS is going to be down. You're not going to be able to get onto the council web. Well, you will still be able to get on the council website, but you won't be able to log into your MyGS account. So this has the potential to impact all of our members. And that's why we're asking, please make sure that all of your girls, all of your adults are renewed before that November 18th date, because if there is a Girl Scout, event or something's going on that those girls want to participate in, they're not going to be able to renew their membership and make sure that their membership is renewed in order to participate in whatever it is that's going on.
Especially right now where they could meet outside, in somebody's backyard. The adults still that are 18 and over still have to be background checked within that household. So
yes, yep, absolutely. Okay, so if you want to scroll down some more.
Is that okay?
GS Learn. GS Learn will also not be accessible during this time. So I think the only thing that we have up there right now that is like time sensitive is going to be the fall product training. Is that correct, Bobby?
Yes, we are. So if what I would suggest, especially with their rosters and if they're going to participate in cookie training, we are starting cookie training the week of December 7th. So that is basically December 3rd through December 7th is the anticipated go live time. So I would just definitely make sure that you guys know your rosters ahead of time, because you might not be able to access those in order for cookie training. And then after the system is up and we do our cookie training on Zoom, we'll be able to put that on GS Learn. So as of right now, a couple people are trickling in with fall product training, but not too much. We're already going into the cookie training.
All right. So that shouldn't be too much of an impact to us. And then we have Looker, which is kind of our data analysis tool. Currently, I think the only volunteers that have access to Looker are going to be our service unit mentors. We're hoping to be able to expand that access kind of as time goes on. So this shouldn't impact the two of you at all. And then background check, processing and screening. We just won't be able to do background checks during that period. So again, if you know you've got new volunteers coming into your troop, or you know that you've got volunteers whose background checks are going to be expiring during that time, make sure that those get renewed before then. And then our new member registrations and renewals, again, not going to be available during the time. So if you have, new girls that want to join your troop during that time, just make sure that you get their information and invite them to join once that system goes live post December 3rd. And then your renewals, just make sure that everybody in your troop is renewed. That way, you know, we can ensure that everybody gets to participate. All right, so I think that was that. That's all on the website. So if you guys need to come back and refer to that at a later date, it's all there for you. You can get there by clicking that banner on the homepage, or if you go to our volunteers tab, it's going to be that first option right there.
Perfect. And then while you're here, register for adult recognitions. All right. Does anybody have any questions? It is a lot. So I just want you to realize you're not going to have access to your rosters, to background checks, to renewing your memberships, to training, to VTK. So Lydia?
Can you tell me again the dates that it will be down? From what? So is it from December 3rd to the 7th? Is that what you were saying? Or?
No. So it will be down November 18th through November 30th for sure. And then the anticipated date for volunteers that it's going to go up is the week of December 3rd through December 7th. We're not for sure. So December 3rd through December 7th, we said that date because that's just when we're anticipating for it to go back up.
Okay.
So it'll go down on the 18th at, I think it's 9 Eastern, so that would be 6 Pacific. And it'll be down all through that week. The week of Thanksgiving, it'll be down all the way up until the 3rd. It's possible that it could go back live on the 3rd, but it's also possible that it won't go back live until the 7th. So sometime in between the 3rd and the 7th is when you'll regain access.
So it'd be best to register all the parents that need to be registered for cookie season beforehand then.
Yes.
Just to secure them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
I had a question about that as well. I don't know if this would be a separate thing, but I have a couple of parents that don't have the CBC expiration date next to them. Is that because they're expired already, or?
So that would mean that they're either expired or that they have not submitted a background check.
Okay, they're probably expired because my husband's one of them.
Send me an email tomorrow and I'll send him the link for background.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mary, your hand is raised, I believe.
Yes. I was just curious with the system refresh in the experience for members, does it do a better job of tracking like how many years they've been in Girl Scouts, what troops they've been a part of, and things like that?
So unfortunately, our systems don't really carry over that historical information. I wish they did, but it's just the nature of that data migration that sometimes it's just not possible. We have the ability as council staff to manually edit the number of years a girl has been in Girl Scouts. So if you're seeing, on your end that she's only been a Girl Scout for 2 years, but they know that they've been in Girl Scouts, since they were in kindergarten and now they're in 6th grade, so it should say 5 years, just let us know and we can fix that for you. And then as far as the troops, I believe that a parent or caregiver would be able to see any troops that the girl has been previously affiliated with. I don't know that that information would be visible to troop leaders, but I'm guessing you're asking because you probably have a lot of girls that come in and out of the troop being on the base. And so they kind of want to see that history of which troops they've been with and which council.
Yeah, I think it's just, especially for recognition, which Bobby just did a plug for, and keeping track of how long, the girls have been in. Because in the past, I noticed for my own children, their years of membership were off. And I mentioned it to someone at council. It's been a couple years, and they were just kind of like, "Oh, whatever. It's it's okay." But when you're looking at those awards and things, it makes a big difference when it's
Yeah.
not accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to type my email address into the chat log. Send me an email, Mary, and I can get that fixed for you, no problem. So let me do that really quickly here.
Yeah, Marin is the placement specialist, and she does all the vaccine stuff for the MyGS account and their membership. So
I'll have to look again, because this, like I said, it was a few years ago when we moved here, and I think probably because we came from another council, it just didn't transfer correctly or something. And it may have been fixed now, because I kept bringing it up, because I know like recognitions get to be a big deal. Like I have a daughter who's been in Scouts for 7 years now, so and she cares a whole lot about that stuff. So I'll double check, and if it is incorrect, I'll send you an email.
Yeah, yes, please do.
I also have another question too. I'm sorry. I have a parent that had the option to renew, but is no longer there. Would I have to send her to customer care for that, or just go back?
Yeah, open a case with customer care, because it's probably just an issue with the roster being incorrect on our end. So it should be an easy fix.
I know that originally the problem was that she didn't register last year, so they wanted her to register last year and for this year. And she's like, well, last year was already done. Why do I need to register last year? So, but I'll open a case.
Yeah, well, now that we're in the new membership year, the system won't ask her to renew for the previous year anymore. It's just kind of a flaw in the way that system is set up. It forces you to renew for the current year if you're still in the current year, without giving you the option to skip that year and register for the upcoming year. But now that we're in the new membership year, she should be able to log in and just renew for this year.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions? So it is a lot, and there is the system is going to be down. So if you can spread the word throughout the land, because I don't know if people realize what is happening. It's going to be like the dark ages, where we're using candles to, find registrations and stuff. So
can we get access to it, just to kind of go in there and kind of play with it, just to get ready for that?
Access to the new system?
Yes. Or like
there's no way for us to give you access until it goes live.
Okay.
And GS Learn trainings, are those for staff or for volunteers as well?
GS Learn is going to be down for everybody. So us council staff won't be able to use it, and then our members won't be able to use it either.
All right. Marin, are you good? Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Just thank you, ladies, for attending tonight and getting this information. I'll repeat what Bobby said, is like, if you talk to any other Girl Scout parents or troop leaders, make sure that they're aware that it's going on. Reference them to the website, the landing page on the website, to get the information. Feel free to give my email address out if you have any questions, or if anybody else has any questions as well. And we're just excited to get this new system up and running, and we're really hopeful that it's going to be just better overall for our members.
Yeah.
Will we have a training for the events part, Bobby?
We can. Marin, what do you think?
I'd like to get into that and see what it looks like before we decide on that. We might not need to do a training. It might be, simple enough to where we don't have to. But we can always review it as it goes live and see if we need to.
That's good.
All right.
And then I'm excited for digital membership cards.
Yeah.
I want a membership card. That's going to be fun. So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. If you have any questions, Marin put her email in the chat, and you could contact customer care for any help with your roster, and you can contact me for anything that you need, and we are here for you. So thank you for joining us, ladies.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much
guys.
for hosting it.
Thank
It was
you.
really great.
Appreciate